Hello gardeners and welcome to Mid-American Gardener. We're glad that you've joined us and we are going to talk about spring things. We're going to try to get spring to be here in full force by just talking about it. So that's our plan. I'm Dianne Noland and I teach horticulture at the University of Illinois in the Crop Sciences Department. So I'll answer some questions, so maybe cut flowers, identifying flowers. But there's a lot of smart people here with me and so I'm going to let you know who they are. A lot of smart people. And so they will be answering some of the viewer mail and bringing some show and tell. So that's kind of fun for us to see. So I'm going to start first with you, Bill Erickson.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Bill Erickson and I'm a landscape architect here in Central Illinois. And I brought in a little reminder here for springtime pruning. Obviously this plant isn't doing too well. It has died back. It's an ornamental grass, a miscanthus, and this is the correct time of year to prune back miscanthus during the late March, early April, before grass comes up in the dead leaves. It's much easier to do it now, and you'd want to prune grass back to about 2 inches to 6 inches tall. Don't scalp the soil because then you're getting into the live crown of the plant. You can use a little bit of fertilizer in the spring. Grasses don't need much. Don't overdo it because then the grass will get floppy, but you can use a slow release fertilizer like Osmocote if you like. And mulching is good to keep weeds down. That's the best method there around ornamentals. And also if your grasses are getting too large, this is the correct time of year to dig them up and divide them and recenter them and respace them.
That looks amazingly unkempt,
yeah.
But it's a good reminder,
right?
Because it's time to do it, and we're ready to get out there. So great, thank you, Bill. That is a good.
I pruned mine on Sunday, I think I went out and I cut my grasses all back.
Yeah,
yeah.
I do mine in stages because I have enough of them. So
Yeah.
it is a good time to be doing it. Thank you.
Don't put it off.
That's true because once the green's through there, it is a mess.
Right.
It takes 5 times as long.
Right.
Okay, well, thank you. And now in the middle, we're going to go to Dr. Bob Skirvin. Hey there, Bob.
Hello. Okay, I'm Bob Skirvin. I teach horticulture at the University of Illinois. And right now, it's time to, there's a lot of really interesting things coming in the stores. And as you know by now, I really like to see it in the stores. And today I brought this right here. If you see it up close or not, these are strawberries. And the strawberries are coming in. They're huge. Look at the size of this one. It's as big as my hand almost. And anyway, so these big ones, now in the case of these giant strawberries, where do they come from? These are all from California, of course. But when the strawberries flower, then they produce clusters of flowers. And the very top flower, the very first one that develops out here, we call the king blossom. And it produces the giant fruits. And if you ever go and pick your own picking, you go out and pick strawberries, you want to get out early because you get the big strawberries. You wait until late in the season, you got a bunch of itty bitty little ones that they still taste good, but they're not as easy to pick. And you don't have to, when you cap them to make jam, you don't have to do that. But these are really good. Real good. You'll like them.
And I always remember how you tell people to eat strawberries.
And you can't do this all in one bite. But one thing I will tell you is there's some anti-cancer activity
I love this part.
in the crown here, in that cap. And it actually helps affects breast cancer, hormone-induced cancers. And so I tell my students that when they're eating a strawberry, usually they're not this big, but you can eat the cap too. Tastes like lettuce, and you think, no, most people said you think you're going to die. I always tell my students the best thing to do is when you go home with your mom eating a strawberry is just sit there and very casually, while she's watching you eat the whole strawberry, including the cap, and she'll have a fit. She may fall out of her chair.
Because Mom's carefully cut that part out.
You say, well, Mom, it's good for you. Dr. Skirvin said it's okay.
But I tell students that too because you've always taught it, and they look at you like you do not know what you're talking about. And then you go ahead and do it.
Yeah, so. It's just like eating lettuce. It's really no big deal.
Well, good. Thank you, Bob. Those are.
Now get out and get the strawberries. They're really good.
Those are fantastic, and we're going to check them out later on after the show.
I know what to do.
Okay.
Should I go and eat it?
Well, sure, you can.
Okay. You can watch me eat this then.
Jim's next, so you can eat it while Jim's talking. Okay, we got a troublemaker on here, so Jim, let's get to you next. Next to me is Dr. Jim Appleby. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Diane. I'm an entomologist in the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Sciences, and I deal with insects and mites. And Diane, I got a call from my sister who lives in Ohio, near Twinsburg, Ohio. And she said, what in the world are these bugs? She said, I think they're stink bugs coming in her home. And I said, well, it may be this Marmorated stink bug, which was introduced in the United States. I said, kill a couple of them and send them to me and see if it is. Well, indeed it is. It's the Brown Marmorated Stink Bug. And so we have one here on a tomato. This was a, and we'll show some close-ups of that very shortly.
How do you spell the name of that stink bug?
M-A-R-M-O-R-E-D, Marmorated.
Marmorated, okay.
Brown Marmorated Stink Bug. And it's native to China, Japan, Korea, and Taiwan. And it was first found in Allentown, Pennsylvania in 1998. And now it's located actually in 40 states. So it's spread quite a bit. It has a very wide host range. And it's starting to come into Midwest now. And so it could be a very serious pest on a large number of different hosts.
Right there.
Yeah. It has a habit of invading homes in the fall months, hibernating, so it comes into the home. And there was one place in northeastern state, they found 26,000 of these in a single home. So it's one of these, it's just like the Asian ladybug beetle that would come in and grows. Well, this one does the same thing. So it can be a real problem. And I'd like to read the host that it attacks. I wrote this all down here. Apples, peaches, cherries, persimmon, green beans, lima beans, soybeans, sweet corn, field corn, tomatoes, raspberries, and blackberries. So it has a very wide, in fact, there's probably more that it would attack.
Probably.
And, you know, it can be, I think, in the future, a very, very serious pest. So
is there some barrier between here and Ohio that we can, it's probably already here,
I'm
isn't it?
sure it's already
Yeah.
here. In fact, it's been reported in our
Okay.
state already. So it's just a matter of time when the population will increase. So now, if we could show those pictures of the close-ups, I took some, my sister sent these dead insects, and so I put them on a plant. And this is what they look like, the brown marmorated stink bugs.
Marmorated.
It gives you an idea of what they look like. They attack, like I said, a large number of different crops. They overwinter in the adult stage, and then they go out and migrate out into the fields. So if we show the next photograph, characteristics of these stink bugs, we have a large number of insects, stink bugs in the Midwest. So the characteristic pattern of this, that there on the left-hand side, you see that pointed along the edge. It has these alternating sort of really dark brown and then light spots along the edge. And then the other arrows where it shows the two, on the antenna it has that light spot. So that's how you can tell from other stink bugs, because we have a large number of stink bugs in the state. But this looks like it could be a very, very serious problem on many of our crops. Right now, it's not really too much of a problem yet, but I think it's got the potential of being a very serious problem. The next slide here shows where to send or call if you need information. I'll be glad to send out a publication. It was actually it's by Penn State Extension. It's on the one that we liked because that was found in Pennsylvania first time. So they have a lot of information, and I'll be glad to send them the leaflet if they want to call this number and just ask for the stink bug leaflet. We'll send that out to them. But
Okay.
this is really a potential serious pest in the state.
And that's the first I'd heard of it, so hopefully it's the last. But I'm not sure that's the case. Well, thank you, Jim, very much.
Sure.
Well, I also have a viewer question from Vern and Sue Meyer, and they're from Springfield. And their question is, can you please identify what this flower is? So I have this picture here, and they've had several and they moved into this house, and these are all over. Well, when I looked at that, I said, I want to answer this. This is a winter aconite, and that's Aconite, winter aconite, and the scientific name is Aranthus hymalis, and they're quite small. Now it looks, oh, there it is, Aranthus hymalis, winter aconite. They flowered, these pictures, they flowered in March, the pictures that you're seeing here on the screen. And if you look at this, this is a picture of their car key. So it's really a very small, little flower. And they will multiply. They're from little tubers. I had a student who worked at our Arboretum and said, you know, I was planting winter aconite, and I went through the packet and I didn't find any to plant. Well, he had thought that they were soil, little dirt clods, and he threw all of them out. They look like little swollen tubers, and you plant them 2 inches deep, soak them overnight, or at least a half of a day, and then plant them, and they will spread, and they'll also spread by seed, but not invasive at all. So they had wanted to know what these were for 13 years, and so I was excited to tell them. So winter aconites, snowdrops, they've been coming up in March, and often they'll be up in February, January, so this is a later year, as we well know. They would have had to come up through snowdrifts before. Okay, well, let's go to our special Did You Know next. They are vital. Earthworms are key to our success, so that's a good one. Well, now let's throw it back over to you, Bill.
Okay, well, I've got a question from Danville, from Nancy, and it says, my sister grows bamboo in Washington. Will bamboo grow in Danville? What kind and where would I get it? And that's a little bit difficult to answer on exact types because there's over 1,000 different varieties of bamboo. But there are 2 general categories that the hardy bamboos will fall under, and the first one is Phylostachys areosolicata. That's a mouthful.
Easy for you to say.
And yes, and the second one is Farsegia, and or Fargesia. I'm sorry. Hopefully we have these on the screen. Yes,
there
we do.
Go.
Now the first one, the Phylostachys, is a spreading type. It spreads underground, and that's one of the problems with it. It's very invasive. It is hardy to -10 though, so you can use it here, but you're going to have to control the root system if you have a small area that you're growing it in. And the way that that's done is to dig a trench all the way around the bed of bamboo and keep maintaining that trench so those spreading roots cannot get out into neighboring yards. There are some plastic barriers that can also be used, but they have to be 30 inches deep into the ground to keep the spreading types from escaping. But that type will work here. You're probably going to get some dieback in severe winters. Now the other type, the Fargesia, is a clumping form. It doesn't spread as rapidly. It's probably only going to spread about 1 foot a year, so it's much easier to control. It is a smaller type. The Fargesia only gets about maybe 5 or 10 feet tall in this area, where the other one gets anywhere from 10 to 15 feet or so. They both will die back in severe winters, so you have to be ready for that. If you want to know some real good specifics on this, there's a great website, bamboogarden.com, and it'll tell you everything you need to know about growing bamboo in this area.
Good tip. But sometimes when you hear spreading underground roots,
Yeah,
It's pretty scary.
it's dangerous.
It will literally go in the neighbor's yard. It'll
Yeah.
go, if you plant it by your
Right.
fence, it'll take over your neighbor's yard.
Right, you have to be aware of that,
So
and
look
it's a
out.
lot of work to keep it.
Remember when you
under
were
control.
talking about it, pandas are a good biocontrol.
what?
Bring us some pandas.
Yeah, have a few pandas.
That's what I thought you said. Oh, good. Let's bring in pandas.
What a good idea that is.
Okay.
Everybody likes pandas.
Well, Bob, let's have a segue from pandas right to your email question.
Okay. The one, we got some questions here about fruit production. And this is from Paula in Valparaiso. She's been watching the program a long time. She has 3 apple trees and a plum and a peach, and they're doing real well this year. But what the question is that she has apple trees, but the apples are staying really small. She doesn't have any big apples. And so what's wrong? Well, what happens? You got too many apples. It's a very serious problem. Is apples, when they start flowering, especially in a nice year, you got an apple, and the plant will do everything it can to try to keep the apples going, and it'll have a whole bunch of itty bitty little apples on there. The kind of lunchbox sized apples is what they're talking about. But if you want to get the really big apples, you've got to reduce the number. Now, commercially, what they do is they take an insecticide called Sevin, S-E-V-I-N, and they spray the Sevin on the field, and you just don't do it willy-nilly. You got to measure it, but it'll cause many of the flowers to abort and fall off, and you get the number that way. And so you can do this by hand. Go out there and just take and reduce the clusters from 4 or 5 apples per cluster to maybe 2 or maybe even 1 per cluster, and the ones that stay on there will be big. Now the same thing happened with peaches. It's interesting. With the peaches, if you want to get big peaches, you got to reduce the number. But it's interesting, as far as I know, there still is no spray. And I've watched, when I was in Southern Illinois, people would go out with a stick and they literally beat on the tree. And it's really kind of a horrible, it looks like cruel treatment of your tree. But you got to reduce the number of flowers there too in order to get the larger size. Now the second part of the question was down here that they have a lot of worms and bugs and stuff, and Jim's the person to talk about that. But the main thing is again, you don't go spraying just willy-nilly. You got to get a list on the internet. There's a Midwest fruit growers group. It's actually a consortium of Ohio State and Illinois and Indiana and Missouri, and every year they put out a program. Look under Midwest fruit. I think you'll probably find it under there in your Google, and they have the up-to-date sprays and the time to put them on in order to control it. And you always have to remember with spray materials is every year things change. Something that might have been perfectly legal last year may not be legal this year, and you have to be careful. And
okay. Midwest fruit. So Midwest fruit growers.
Right there, there's a.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you. And then maybe she will get bigger apples next year.
Right.
Or this year. It's not too late. This year. Okay. Now let's go on to you, Jim.
Well, we received a letter from Christy Oblick. I believe that's how it's spelled, and she has a problem with scale as well as mealybugs on some of her greenhouse plants, and she wants to know how to get rid of these scales and mealybugs. Now she's been using an insect spray called Paola spray. It contains pyrethrins and carnola oil. I think that would be all right to use. The problem is though that mealybugs as well as scale, you have to have repeated applications, and they need to be maybe at least 3 or 4 applications at weekly intervals. So it's very important to get the spray at weekly intervals and to get on probably about 4 different sprays because they're very difficult to control. The adult scales as well as the mealybugs, when they're in the egg stage, you can't kill them with these sprays, but you can kill them when they're immature. So that's why. And of course you got all different stages present on the plant, so you really need to get on about 4 applications at about weekly intervals. And I think if you do that and get good coverage, you'll get that under control.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Jim. And now let's go next to our Mid-American Gardener quiz. Jim said he couldn't count that high. I couldn't guess it. That's a lot of species. Now, not genus, but species, where it's under ants, there could be hundreds and hundreds, so that's why it's so high. So I'm sure that they're all good bugs, aren't they, Jim?
They're always good bugs.
Yeah, that's what entomologists always say.
My son's an entomologist. He said they're insects. You don't say
Well,
bugs. These are bugs. Actually, the insects that Jim just brought in.
That's the same, insects and bugs versus soil and dirt.
Right.
So we should say insects and soil. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
But I call him Dr. Bug, so I always say bugs. Okay.
Well, he is bugs.
Yeah, he is bugs. Let's go next to you, Bill.
Okay, I've got another question from Northern Illinois up in Wakanda. And this one asks, so many yews in my neighborhood appear burned and scorched on their south sides, and why? And I brought in a few samples of what they're talking about. You can see the brown needles on the surface or on the ends of the branches here on this yew. And also here's a boxwood that has the same type of condition. And this is something called desiccation. It's where the ground freezes and the plant still wants to take up water, but it can't because of the frozen ground. And so the sun and wind will affect the plant negatively, and it'll brown and singe on the ends of the branches. This is usually something that's a temporary problem, especially with yews. Yews are the only evergreen that I know of that can regenerate from bare wood. They have vegetative buds along the branches that can put out more needles. So don't trim yews back the moment you see brown on them. I would wait till June before you prune anything off, because they might re-sprout, and you'd be losing a lot of plant if you prune them now. Those are some of the hints. You can fertilize the evergreens a little bit to get them going again, and then be sure to water them initially or through the dry season. And it's always a good rule of thumb to keep evergreens in good shape going into the winter. So that means watering if we have a dry fall, mulching the beds, and keeping them in good supply of moisture.
Okay, good preventative tips. All right, thank you, Bill. And now on to you, Bob.
Want to eat more strawberries?
I think I'll wait.
Okay, no more strawberries. Okay. Okay, I got another question here that a person. This is Don Solon in Brookfield, said he planted some dwarf apple trees 5 or 6 years ago, and they look nice, but there's no fruit, and he's getting kind of anxious. What's going on? What's the sense of planting a fruit tree if you have no fruit? Anyway, what probably happens on some of these trees and on many plants is they're just too young. I would imagine getting fruit this year. If you're on a dwarfing rootstock apple tree, a true dwarfing will produce fruit in maybe 3 to 5 years, and a normal rootstock like probably an M7 or M111, one of the rootstocks in there. It's the 5 to 6 years that I would guess. My guess is that you're going to get apples this year.
Okay.
So, but Dianne, take responsibility. If it doesn't
right.
work, blame
I
her.
see how you are. But that would be great if it would. We always like to say wait, but I hope he doesn't have to after this year. So it's a little bit of a wait.
It should be soon anyway. It'll be coming.
Okay, very good. Well, with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Jim.
Well, we had a question a couple weeks ago concerning a problem with oak trees, pin oak trees. And what the problem was the horned oak gall, and I brought in some horned oak galls. This is sometimes a very serious pest on pin oak and shingle oak. It's a native insect, but it's a little tiny wasp, and when they start feeding in the tissue, then the plant reacts by forming this structure which we call a gall. Now this is called the horned oak gall because it has these little spines sticking out of it. This has a 2-year cycle, and it can be very, very serious on some of our oaks, particularly, like I said, the shingle oak as well as the pin oaks. And there seems to be quite a bit of resistance to some oaks. So some oaks may have just loaded with these galls, and there's others that have very few or no galls. So we probably should be propagating the ones that are gall-free. And I guess right now we're not doing that. But there's really not too much you can do as far as controlling this. It's really that some plants or some trees are much more susceptible to it than others. Now,
And when you said a 2-year cycle, does that mean you don't? Do you see it for the whole 2 years, or?
yes, you'll see it. In fact, these galls will stay on the branch for many, many years.
Yes.
It can
But they're active for 2 years.
Yes, they're active for 2 years. The insect is active for 2 years. Actually, it can get so bad that it will actually kill branches, and sometimes in certain parts of the state, particularly in the middle part of our state, the lower part of the middle of the state, they can actually kill some trees, smaller trees. So it's a very serious pest. Now, you do have some control by squirrels, and I brought this in to show you this.
Interesting.
In the wintertime, the squirrels will sometimes eat these galls. And when they do this in the wintertime and the gall falls to the snow, it's an orange in color, bright orange in color. And so I've had some people call in, they said, what's going on here? And I said, well, it's squirrels that will actually feed on the gall.
Oh, that's funny.
That is really, and so it's actually a control.
Well, it
We
is
need
in a
more
way.
squirrels.
But it's the only problem is that
And
some,
pandas.
some of the oaks are resistant, some of the oaks. And you know, like some pin
but the
oaks,
pin oaks-
that some are and some aren't. So, you know, it's one of those things that
That is interesting.
there's really no chemical control right now.
Wow. Well, thank you, because I'm glad you followed up on that question, because it was interesting to us. The show goes so fast. We're glad that you have joined us. I want to thank you three for being here. You have a great week gardening. See you next time. Bye-bye.